rise. Support court with Judge Vonda B is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1061, Lopez case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Ms. Lopez,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Judge, I have a really great daughter. However, we have a kind of a bad situation. My daughter seems to be so busy sometimes that I think she knows she's a mom, but she kind of has other responsibilities that she's kind of putting.
Okay, pause right here. This is already giving Modern Family meets real life courtroom. The mom says she has a great daughter. But the bad situation? Yeah, that's code for we're about to unpack some generational tension with a baby in the middle. Buckle up.
In the forefront of everything. And so it's the last 2 years it's kind of gotten difficult for me. We have one baby girl, her name is London, and she's almost 2, and my daughter is trying to go to college, work, be a mom, and everything else that she wants to be. And so it's just gotten to a point where it's kind of ridiculous because I need some assistance financially, and unfortunately I'm not getting it.
Okay. All right. And do you pay health insurance for the...
Let's unpack that. Medicaid is income-based, and it's a government benefit that often gets repaid later, especially in court cases like this. So while it's helping now, it could come back into play financially down the road.
child?
She is on Medicaid right now because we qualify for Medicaid.
All right. Okay. Anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
That's pretty much the brunt of it, so I'll let her speak her piece and see if we can maybe find a resolution today.
Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So I am a full-time student, college student.
Okay.
So I'm spending most of my times, at nights going to school. But on top of that, I also work for the university during the day.
What do you do?
I'm actually an intern, full-time intern for the psychology program. And so,
Is that a paid position?
yes, it is.
How much are you paid?
Well, I just got a promotion.
That's
to
good.
50,000.
Okay.
I just feel like I work, all day. I go to school at nights. I don't come home.
Congratulations. We all work all day.
Yeah, I don't get home until like midnight, and I don't really see why it's a problem that my mother, the grandmother of my child, has to.
Well, because I'm not the one that got pregnant on prom night. You wouldn't be having this problem.
Okay.
That wasn't my decision.
Okay, but you're my mother, right? So
I had
you
one
always said
child.
you wanted a grandchild,
I
didn't you?
had one child. Yes, I wanted a grandchild, but it would have been nice if you would have got married.
This is where the judge drives the hammer. Being a full-time student and intern doesn't cancel out parenting duties. The courtroom isn't just about legal rights, it's about moral weight too. What do you think? Should the grandma be paid, or is this just what family does? Drop it in the comments.
First, and had someone to share the responsibility with, not me.
I can't do it by myself though.
You're not
trying
doing
to
it by
use-
yourself.
I'm trying to use that money, right? So that way I can pay for my tuition for college.
Well, I can appreciate that, honey, but you know what? Your main responsibility is being a mom.
I agree with your mom. This is your child, and you said something very key while you were talking. You said grandmother.
Right.
You're her child. She raised you. It is not her responsibility to raise your...
Mic, drop, moment. This is the turning point. Logic meets accountability. The judge just laid down a flawless argument that's hard to refute. Grandma is doing daycare-level work. If she'd be paying a stranger, why not her own mom?
child.
Right.
It is your responsibility.
I just feel like I don't really have to owe her anything.
You don't feel like you should pay your mother? If your daughter were going to daycare, you would be paying the daycare, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel like they should be paid?
Yes.
They're taking care of your child, looking after your child, changing diapers, feedings. They should be paid, right?
Right.
Your mother is doing everything I just named, correct?
Yes.
So it logically follows that she should be paid too, right?
Yeah.
So what's your issue?
Well, she uses her money for the school loans, and I can appreciate that she doesn't want to have school debt.
Right.
But
Yeah,
now
that's a
that
good
she's
thing.
making more money, she's going to have to give me a little bit of that. They live with me. The house is paid. We don't have that bill. So I know she wants to be responsible and not have any debt, but mommy doesn't need to be having no debt and worried about diapers and all that too. And she does try to help, but it's just not enough. And now that she's got a promotion, I feel like she needs to take a little bit more responsibility. I've done everything I can, sweetie.
You know that I'm a double major, right?
I know that, sweetheart. But like I said,
I can't afford
London
to
is
do that.
important too. So,
I know she is, and that's why I leave her with you.
well, just like I did a
take care
good
of
job
her.
with raising
I
you.
leave her with you, and you leave sleep, I'm assuming,
Right.
and you're going right back out
I
to go
tuck
to
her
school
in.
and work.
I tuck her in.
She's already tucked in, so you just pull the covers over a little higher.
I give
That's
her a
what you
kiss
do?
good
Sometimes she
night.
wakes her up, Judge, and just to play
You
with her
wake
for a little
up the
while.
baby
I
at
mean,
midnight.
just so I can give her a kiss, read her little stories, so that way there's some sort of bonding between us, since I do work, all night long and go to school and all that.
Oh, well, that's nice. But what's going to be nicer is you're going to give your mother some of that money for taking care of your child, because she is footing the bill. She's taking care of everything. And if you think about it, technically, you're not even living with her. You're only staying there at night for a couple of hours. And the baby is with your mom. And I'm assuming this happens on the weekends too?
No, on the weekends she does stay home, and she does help. And like I said, she doesn't like that. She's not like that girl that goes clubbing and stuff. She does take that responsibility serious.
Yes.
It's just her job and school, and now she's going to work full time. Now she's going to be working more with the promotion.
Right.
So
This part's emotionally loaded. The daughter is technically living with her mom, but practically she's checked out. And now with the promotion? More money, less time. It's a textbook collision of ambition and obligation. Can you really have it all without paying for support?
that kind of leaves us with a little extra money and no time, because we hardly had any time now. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like now that she's going full time.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start your child support so you can at least give mom some sort of assistance. Now, at the time that you move out of the house and you have the child on your own 100%, mom is not babysitting. Mom is not, well, not even babysitting. The child is living with your mom.
Okay.
If the child is no longer living with your mom, your daughter is with you 100% of the time, then you can come back and see me to stop child support at that time.
Okay.
But until that happens, mom is going to receive some sort of financial break, essentially,
Right.
until that time happens. So it's going to be based off your income, and you just said that you make $50,000 a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So at $50,000 a year, that brings your gross to $4,167. Your net is $3,516.78. There is a reimbursement to Medicaid. Now, you are working full time.
Mm-hmm.
You have access to health insurance now?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know how much it'll cost?
I actually don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, this is what we're going to do, because Medicaid reimbursement is about $375. That's based on 9% of your gross.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure your health insurance is cheaper than that for your daughter only. So what I'll do is order you to be responsible for that health insurance and give you a credit of $100 towards the health insurance, okay?
Okay.
So that'll make your monthly child support obligation $803 to your mother.
Sorry, baby. You got to learn.
Okay.
Any questions? No.
No.
No questions?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi guys, it's me, Judge Vonda B. I wanted to go over what you all witnessed in the Lopez case. This was a very unique case. There was maternal grandmother and there was mom. You heard testimony that maternal grandmother was pretty much doing everything in terms of caring for the child, feeding the child, in possession of the child on a daily basis. You heard testimony about mom saying she doesn't even arrive at the house until midnight every night, which means that her mother is doing everything in terms of raising this child. It was only right that she pays child support to her mother. And that's why you heard that she pays child support as well as the health insurance. Well, what is something that stood out about this case? The child was under Medicaid. Remember, guys, Medicaid is a government assistance benefit. It must be repaid to the state. But in this case, mom was given the opportunity to place the child under a healthcare program through her employer. She received credit for that, ordered to pay child support, and it's that simple.
And there it is. Judge Vonda makes it look easy, but this ruling packs a punch. She balanced emotional labor, financial responsibility, and long-term planning into one decision. This wasn't just about who pays who, it's about growing up while raising someone else.